Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. My two special guests this evening are the co-owners of Rental Country in Vineland, and they're all over the place, and I'll let Gary tell you the rest of the places they are located. But we have Betty and Gary Galloway. Betty, nice to have you with us. Thanks for being here this evening. Gary, always good to see you. You're like the Energizer Bunny. But I will say, Betty goes with you to a lot of events. To your credit, Betty, God bless you.
I don't leave her home often, that's for sure.
Well, and that's nice. You guys support each other, and you're out there giving and donating and giving not of just your time, but your monies. And it's been so impressive, Gary. And I know Betty was there when I think one of the most impressive things in all the events I've ever been to was what you did at the Millville Chamber to help the mayor out. Tell everybody what happened there.
Yeah, there was the Mayor Orndorff gave a presentation, and I guess she was trying to raise $10,000 for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Right.
And at that luncheon, I think she had about $7,000 or $7,500. And I asked her what she needed to make the goal, and she said, "I just need another $2,500 or something." So I told her that Betty and I would just donate that other $2,500 so she can make the goal that time. And she was really working hard at it, and it just I think was the right thing to do at that time.
It was a wonderful thing to do, and I think what impresses me with you and Betty is you not only give money, you give your time, and boy, you give all kinds of time. It was interesting, folks, when they announced, talked about Gary at the Chamber Luncheon Pride in Millville Luncheon, and your resume is phenomenal. And first of all, one of our sponsors who's been with us for many, many years is Inspira Health Center. And Gary, you're the chairman of the board.
Chairman of the foundation.
Of the foundation board. And in fact, before they became that, I was on the foundation board when it was just Millville, and then it became South Jersey Healthcare or whatever. But that's a big job to raise a lot of money.
Well, I was chairman of the hospital board for 4 years before that.
Okay.
And then now I'm chairman of the foundation board, and we have a great team. I mean, the people in the office, all of them, they work together. They make me look good. I mean, when we have our meetings, everything is spelled out pretty much. My notes. We just had our hospital gala last Friday, June 4th at the Waterworks in Philadelphia. Fantastic place, beautiful place. And they put this together, the team, and did a fantastic job. It was probably the nicest gala we ever had.
Wow, and I've been to some, and they've some beautiful ones at Lowe's and different places around. They're very, very nice.
And next year it's going to be at the Regatta.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
We just had a golf outing at Tavistock. We have another golf outing at Seaview in September. And then we have our first pickleball tournament.
Boy, they're popular.
Unbelievable.
It's unreal.
In October 22nd at Total Turf, which is a phenomenal facility. I don't know if you've ever been there in Pittman.
Okay.
Oh, my God, it's unbelievable to see it.
Wow. Yeah, that's funny how that's becoming so popular.
No, man, I'll tell you what. Everywhere you look, there's people playing. And a couple years ago, we stayed a week in Ocean City, and they have courts down there, and there's a waiting line of people that to play there. I think there's, 8 or 10, 12 courts, and they're all full, and there's people sitting waiting to go up there.
Jane Janarone, who she and I partner in house flipping, and she's gotten hooked on it, and she travels all over.
Does she really?
Oh, yeah, she's met so many people, and she loves it. I belong to the sailing club, and now we've turned some of the tennis court into pickleball, and people really enjoy that. So it's nice. It really is, isn't it?
And, when you get a little older, or a lot older in my case, you can't do tennis. You can't run around like that anymore.
Right.
And the pickleball is good exercise. It's fun.
Yeah.
And the group we play with, we don't care who wins and loses. It's just fun. And it's great exercise. I do probably 10 hours a week of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you keep in good shape.
Well, I try.
Do you have an exercise routine?
No, I don't.
Just keep busy. You've got all that energy, right? I don't know, Betty, how you keep up with him, but he's an energizer bunny, right? He keeps going and going and going.
She goes pretty much everywhere I go.
I really am impressed. Whenever you've been at any event, Betty's there supporting you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And let's talk a little bit about the support, because you two, I know you told me how you met in Vineland, and both from Vineland. And then after you got married, when did you start Rental Country?
We got married October 2nd of 1981, and we started Rental Country October 12th, 1981.
Wow.
And in the beginning, it was kind of crazy that I was the only one with a key, and I would go in at 7 o'clock. Betty worked for then what was Security Savings and Loan.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And she had a great
Ron
job.
Seagraves.
Yeah, Ron Seagraves was
nice
the president, and she
Yeah.
was his secretary.
Oh, no kidding.
And secretary to the board there.
Yeah, wow.
And she would come at lunchtime, bring me lunch, and sit down and pay the bills. Whatever bills came in that day, she would pay the bills, and then she would go home, and we would have dinner. And I would get home whenever I got there, 5:30, lock the door, and at the store. And it was pretty interesting for a couple of years till we were able to financially hire a couple more employees and have someone you could trust to open and close the store and everything. But it started on 3 West Chestnut Avenue. That's where I think there's a Spanish delicatessen now by St. Francis.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, right.
And then we bought where we are now and moved in there in February of '82.
You're on Landis Avenue now?
Right next to Walmart.
That's right, yeah.
Right next door. So, we did that. And then in '85, we opened our Cape May Courthouse location.
Wow.
'91, we opened our Egg Harbor Township location. And then in 2000 or 2001, we opened our Sicklerville location.
That's fantastic, Gary. 4 locations.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's no wonder I have less hair than I did 40 years ago.
Yeah, you still look pretty good, buddy. That is wonderful to be able to do that. What got you into the rental country business? Let me ask you, before you did that, what were you doing?
I was a licensed funeral director.
Oh, wow.
And I went all through school, and I worked for Wainwright Funeral Home.
Sure, on Landis Avenue.
1969 till we started our business in 1981. And I was actually the first one in the state of New Jersey that was licensed by Wills Eye Hospital to enucleate eyes, which means we would remove them from somebody that died, put them in a special container. The state police would come and take them to the Delaware, the Bridge Patrol, hand them off to them. They would hand them to the Philadelphia police, and they would take them right to Wills Eye Hospital.
Oh, wow.
And you had a short length of time to do that. And that was pretty interesting to be able to do that. And I got a couple of letters that, say, thanks to you, now somebody has sight. And that was pretty interesting.
That is great. Yeah. That's fabulous. That to give you satisfaction.
Oh, my God, it did, yeah. And I had that letter, and I was going through stuff and threw it away one time, and she's still not talking to me, I don't think. I threw that letter away. But
yeah, you should not have done that.
I should not have, you're right. But we, actually how we got started was I put a drop ceiling in her house when we were living there, and it made a mess on the floor. And Bob Hansen, who used to own the United Rental franchise, and I were friends. So I borrowed a carpet shampooer to clean the carpet that I had made a mess on. And I was returning it, and he said, "Have you got a minute?" I said, "Sure." He said, I don't like the dirty end of this business, the construction and the contractors, and he does party and medical, and that's what he wanted to do.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so hence the name Rental City for him.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So he said, "I'm going to sell this dirty end of the business. Are you interested?" I said, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about the equipment. I didn't know anything about running a business. Nothing. I'm a funeral director. I know how to embalm people. I don't know how to run a business. Right? So we decided we would give it a try. So we did, and I returned the shampooer, and we made a deal and borrowed some money, and here we are today.
Wow. That's fantastic. I mean, you think about it, you get into a business you really didn't have any background with, but it shows you're intelligent, and you guys, and as you said, this is funny because I know you mentioned Betty had her full-time job with security, being their right-hand person for Ron Seagraves, but yet she would come and do the books for you. So my mother sort of did that too for my dad, as he had a business, and she had this thing, and she would come and do the books. But that's a great start, and you both started together.
Oh, yeah.
So you knew, and Betty knew what you needed to do, and
we both signed the dotted line when we borrowed the money, so we were in it together. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, and another thing you said, which I've been blessed, and you certainly are, especially with 4 locations, you found some good people to help you too.
That's the hardest part. When we started, I thought money would be the hardest part, but the employees are, and we have some great employees that have been with us for 30 years.
Wow, that's super.
But they just, I don't know. I mean, we talked to various business people, And the work ethic has changed, Jim. I'm sure you see that, and other people have seen it, and it's a shame. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's interesting. Like my producer was with me 40 years ago. Then he worked in the union down in Harris and all that stuff. And now he's back. He's in his 60s. But boy, in fact, it's funny you say that because I thought about even when I first started the business, my best employees were the older people because they had work ethic. They'd been doing
and
things.
they showed up.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
you're
they
right.
showed up.
That's the other problem, trying to get some that just don't come in. So I mean that is what's wonderful. And in fact, I've got another fellow he's retiring from corrections who started with me when he was like 14 years old, and he's 54 now.
Oh, wow.
He's coming back in August because he's retiring.
Yeah,
How did he retire so quickly?
No, I don't know. I don't know how to retire. I can't.
Well, you and I will never retire.
No, probably not.
No.
Yeah, probably not.
Now, do you and Betty get to travel?
Yeah, we have traveled a lot. We haven't lately because
with
of the
COVID and
pandemic,
stuff,
obviously.
sure,
But we
yeah.
have traveled quite a bit. Matter of fact, it's a funny story. We were in St. John probably 25 years ago, and they were selling timeshares. So we put money down on this timeshare, and we decided, you know what, do we really want to go back to this place every year?
Yeah.
So when we got home, there was a big, huge bouquet of flowers on our front door, and it said, "Welcome to the Virgin Grand family." So we decided we didn't want this. So I called the guy, and you had like 3 days to cancel your credit card. So I called the guy, and I can't tell you on air what he said to me.
Yeah.
But I said to him, "Look, we're not interested. We're not going to do it." And basically, he told me what I could do with those flowers.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure.
about the best way to put that. So that was that. But yeah, we did Anguilla. We took our whole family to Disney World and Turks and Caicos, and
That's super.
two of my granddaughters and myself go parasailing every year. That we started in Turks and Caicos.
Wow, that's neat.
So that's
So
yeah.
tell me about your family.
Well, I have one son,
Uh-huh.
and Betty has a son and daughter, and her son is Jeff Anconatani. He's married to Linda. He has a stepdaughter, Casey, and a daughter, Della. And Betty's daughter, Jody, is married to Frank Diorio, the eye doctor. Frank
No
Diorio.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And they have two daughters, Leah and Jenna.
Oh, that's
And
super.
Leah and Jenna and I are the ones that go parasailing every year.
Oh, that's neat.
And then we go jet skiing after that.
Jeez, you're amazing.
And my back hurts the next day, believe me. I can tell you that now.
Well, we got some nice comments here. We were talking about this lady before, so commented here is Christy DiLeonardo, who we all love.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And she's an amazing person.
My dance partner in the Voice of Vineland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you picked a good one. And she always says the Galloways always give from the heart. Love them both. And that's a nice
Oh, that's really
compliment
nice.
for
How about that? Yeah.
you too. And she's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And then one of my buddies, in fact, geez, we got some more too, Tim DeLuise, who's the best sign guy
Oh, I know.
around.
Tim does all our equipment.
And he's super. He says, "Good evening, Gary and Jim and Betty." And he said, "The three of you are awesome people. Thank you very much, Tim." And then the beautiful, talented assistant superintendent of schools for the city of Millville is saying that you guys are always spreading the love, and we're all Italian family. Okay. Yeah, that's right. We are.
Well, she is.
Betty
I'm
is.
not.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Because I remember when you mentioned.
Yeah.
This is a funny story. Speaking of Italian families, I'm sitting doing a show with my cousin Joey Baruffi.
Okay,
You know
yeah,
Joe?
yeah.
Joe was the mayor of Buda, and anyway, we're sitting and I'm talking about all of these wonderful people in the Buda area that I know. You know, Schifalalios, Piastizzis, Corollas.
Oh, yeah,
he
sure.
goes like that. He taps my head. He goes, "Jim, what do they all have in common?" I said, "They're all Italian, and I love them." And I've been to Italy, and oh my God, the people there are just wonderful.
Oh, yeah, we've been there twice, yeah.
So you know.
Yeah,
you know,
it's really.
and I'll tell you, I think that's what makes Vineland such a fabulous town, is you have so much rich heritage from the Italians, families and coming over and things like that, and just love the people.
Yeah,
and it is.
It's, we have. It's funny because when we were first married, we were over to her parents' house, and we were doing something with her mom and dad, and her father forgot my name, so he calls me Thing. Hey Thing, come
Thing
here, man.
one, thing two.
Just hey Thing, come here, man. We laugh about that all the time, for sure. But you mentioned Christy. We did the Voice of Vineland for several years, and raised with our group and the whole Voice of Vineland team. I think we did it for 5 years, and we raised about $260,000 for charity.
I used to watch it. That was
Yeah,
really
okay,
good. I
yeah.
enjoyed that. Yeah.
And we did that, and that all came from Hugh McCaffrey and Kenny Dondero. They're the two that put that together.
Okay.
and then we have a little committee that did it. But it was a lot of fun. For sure.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed watching it.
Sold out every year.
Yeah.
Sold out every year.
Unbelievable. We're talking with Betty and Gary Galloway, who are the owners of rental country throughout South Jersey. And we'll be back with Gary and Betty right after these messages.
I'm Brian Lankin, third generation business owner. Al Shoes, been at the same location since 1961, our 61st year. We specialize in work boots, work shoes, orthopedic shoes, baby walking shoes, and school shoes. We go up to a men's 17 and a woman's 13. It's $5 off, $25, and $10 off $100 if you mention that you've seen this.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
At Complete Care, we are patients serving patients. I choose to bring myself and my children to Complete Care because we are a one-stop shop. We use dental, we use medical. I feel as though the quality of care here is great. I love working here. I feel great to work at a place that serves the community. There's a lot of people in need. To me, patients serving patients means we've been in your shoes. We know what great care means to us, and we want to provide that for you.
Contractors, homeowners, industrialists, listen up. Rental Country has just what you need. Power tools, generators, power washers, lawn and garden equipment, saws, earth-moving equipment, and much more are available for pickup today. We also deliver upon request. New and used equipment can be purchased or rented depending on your needs. We have all the top brands, including Honda, Steel, Dixie Diamond Blades, and Wright commercial products, and service a variety of equipment, helping Vineland businesses and citizens since 1981. Rental Country is the smart way to get things done.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guests this evening are Gary and Betty Galloway, who are the owners of 4 rental countries. Of course, I'm familiar with the one on Landis Avenue in Vineland, but there's in Cape May Courthouse, Egg Harbor Township. Sicklerville. Thank you, Gary. I remember 3 of the 4.
Yeah, that's all right.
At my age, I'm lucky I remember two of the 4. But anyway, I have to tell you, the reason I got Gary to come on is I was at the Millville Chamber of Commerce Pride in Millville event, and Gary was introduced, and they went over his resume, and I'm going, oh, my goodness, this man does everything. And these are not paid boards. These are volunteer boards where he's involved, as we talked about. The first one we've talked about a lot is the Inspira Health Board Foundation Board, and where he raised millions of dollars. And I have to tell you, Gary, I love Inspira. I'm alive today because of Inspira, and great people there. And absolutely. I have to tell you, Gary was one of the people involved. There were 8 people who chose the executive director or president,
the CEO and president.
And this woman, Amy Mansue, was one of the nicest, sharpest people you'd ever meet in your life. So, Gary, thank you for choosing her along with your other colleagues. Now, tell us some of the other boards that you serve on.
I served for 14 years on the YMCA board. I was past president of that board. I served on the Vineland Industrial Commission. I was chairman of that for a while now. I'm vice chairman of that. I just got on the Hendricks House board.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Because I think I just thought maybe I could try to help somebody that needed some help with addiction or something like that. I don't know what other boards I'm on. I was on the Vineland Chamber board forever, and then was president of that. I'm on the Millville Chamber board now as Inspira's representative there. I don't know. That's about all I can think of offhand.
Well, that's
anyway.
quite
There
a
might
few.
be a few more, but that's all I can think of
I guess
right now.
Betty has to put a picture of you up in the house so she knows. No, to her credit, though, she goes with you to many
Goes with me to
events as
almost
well.
everything.
Exactly, which is
For sure.
fantastic. And that's nice, too. That gives you that bond that you guys can enjoy
Oh, yeah.
other
Yeah.
people, talking to people, meeting people. And, I know you guys love meeting people, as do I. And this gives you a great opportunity throughout, Millville and Vineland. And, have you ever been to Camp Mary?
Oh, yeah.
I worked there when I was 18 years old.
Oh, wow. No kidding. How
honest to
about
God.
that? Yeah.
I was going to Glasgow College, and I got a summer job there, and I loved it. The kids were great. What a beautiful hidden gem in
Yeah,
Vineland.
it is. It's
Vineland.
really a nice place. We,
Yeah.
when they need stuff, we donate equipment out there whenever they
Oh,
need it,
that's
so
nice.
they can,
Yeah.
maintain the facility and all
Yeah.
that. It's really a fabulous place.
And I don't know how you and Betty make money, because talk about donating. I'll call Gary. Gary, I got the Christmas parade. No problem, Jim. We'll bring the scaffolding. You come pick the scaffolding up and all that. So, folks, when you get the good shots of the Millville Christmas parades, it's because of Gary and Betty being kind enough to rent us the scaffolding so that we can get above the crowd.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
that. And that's one of the most popular events for Millville and Vineland. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I enjoy the Vineland parade. I love the colors, the red and green across, Landis Avenue.
Oh, the
And-
lights that go across.
Right, and
Yep.
then Josie, her husband's on the council.
Paul.
Paul Spinelli. Josie,
Spinelli,
thank
Spinelli,
you.
yeah.
Together we got it.
Yeah.
Paul Spinelli.
Takes two old minds to come up with
That's
one.
right.
Yeah.
We're a good team. But what I really think is neat, which I wanted to do years ago in Millville, but we couldn't. We didn't control the poles. Is I'd like to put white lights up. I think it's just, like Haddonfield and some of these Collingwood. Just adds ambiance,
It does,
to the
it does,
downtown.
yeah.
And Landis Avenue is a beautiful street, no
Yeah, for
question
sure.
about it. So anyway, what they're going to be able to do is leave the red and green holiday lights up, and they're putting in new bulbs. I forget what they said the bulbs were.
LED bulbs.
That's it, yes. So you even know that. You
Yeah,
get
yeah,
that part.
yeah.
And then they're going to be able to, after Christmas, they'll go to white. So
how about that?
How nice Landis Avenue is going to look.
They're going to leave it the whole length?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I thought that is such a neat thing. And, of course, now, did you ride the Avenue?
Oh, yeah, when I was a kid?
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
I did, yeah.
I did that all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe you'll remember. Nobody else remembers. I used to work at the Acme in Millville, and I get done at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. Well, being Catholic, I had to go get tuna. So I'd go up to Joe's Diner, which was right close to Betty, please. Okay, Betty's saying she remembers it. And it was next to the Landis Theater. And I would go in and get my tuna sandwich and fries and stuff. And then I'd, for an hour or so, ride the Avenue with my buddy Dennis Finger. And we just had a great time and met a lot of really nice people.
Sure.
So that was our
Yeah.
way of socializing during that period of time. And do you remember what the place was near, next to Salvation Army, that the car hop where they come out and bring you food?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I know exactly what
Yeah.
you mean. I can't remember what it was called
Yeah.
then, but yeah, you sat in your car and
Yes,
they brought you
right.
the food. Yeah.
Well, sort of like Stewart's still
Yeah,
does
sort of
now.
like Stewart's,
And then
yeah.
there was Ben's Barbecue that was up a little ways up on Dulcie Drive. They did the same thing. Charcoal Haven.
Charcoal,
was the name
yeah,
of that
yeah,
place.
yeah.
So, in fact, what I'd love to do, Gary, and maybe you'd like to do it, or Betty, or if you know anybody, I would love to have somebody come in and do Vineland Memories with me. Talk about the good old days and what we grew up
Yeah,
with, the
that's
Stanleys and
Oh, yeah.
Don Michaels and
Yeah.
Schwarzmans and
Yeah,
all those
yeah.
things. In fact, I just lost a good friend, Terry Pangburn, who was the lead person for Millville Memories. And we get so many people that, especially our age, we enjoyed
Sure,
reminiscing
sure.
and talking about what we saw. Now, did you go to Vineland High?
Yeah. I graduated in 66.
Okay. Oh, you're a young kid.
Yeah, I did. It's funny you talk about riding the Avenue. I can remember I had my very first car was a 55 Ford, and it was all souped up and all that kind of stuff. And we went past what was Landis Junior High School.
Sure.
Now
Right,
I
yes,
think it's
now,
a board
yeah.
office or something.
Yes, it is, yeah.
And we went past there, and there was a policeman parked in there, like, just
Yeah.
waiting to come out.
Yeah.
So I went past there too fast, obviously.
Uh-huh.
I'm 17 years old,
Sure.
kind of dumb then, more upset than I am now. And he pulls right out. I know he's going to get, and I had two other guys in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So stupid me, I just turned the lights off of the car. Okay, and keep going.
Oh, no.
I turned right onto West Avenue.
Okay.
But little did I know, every time I put my foot on the brakes, the brake lights came on. So I go down West Avenue and turn, and By the time I came out onto Chestnut Avenue, there was a police car, like a roadblock.
Oh, jeez.
So this is a true story. So this police officer, very kind, I need your license and registration, all that. And he looks and he said, Galloway. He said, your father worked for the city? And my father was a high-tension lineman for the city electric
company.
And I said, yeah, he does it, you know. He said, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call him tomorrow morning, and he better tell me this story of exactly what happened tonight, or I'm going to come after you. So my dad was a big guy, so when I got home, I told him, and he wasn't real happy.
No, I'm sure not. That was 17.
Yeah, you do some dumb things, I guess. But that was pretty interesting about riding the avenue for sure.
Yeah, it really was. It was a fun thing for us to do. It was wholesome, and we were pretty lucky too during the era we were growing up. Drugs weren't prevalent either.
The drugs and the shootings and all that stuff.
My God,
I can't get over it.
Isn't it unreal?
Unbelievable.
Oh.
I mean, these 11 little kids last 2 weeks. I mean, and when you look and hear about it, it brings tears to your eyes.
It gives you cold chills. It's like, I'm not a big proponent of the AR-15s and those things. I mean, hunters, fine, go hunt. I guess you want to have your revolver or whatever you need, but just not my cup of tea. But it's so sad, and now with the internet and all that stuff where they can share crazy ideas and what they can do and get together, it's like, oh my goodness, it's
you wonder what's next sometimes. And you wonder, is it mental health that's the issue, or what? I really don't know what it is, but that could be. Yeah,
it could be, and I think once now those that have mental illness can connect on this and then build up each other. Oh, let's go do this and we do that, and it becomes I think a sad situation that we live with, and it's so horrible. You see those little children getting killed, and the parents and everything that you have to go through, and it is really, really a tough situation. I guess you guys must know this lovely lady, Miriam Nassari.
Who is it?
She Miriam, Mary, Miriam Nassari. She had the flower. She has the flower.
Oh yeah,
place.
sure, yeah.
She said to say hello.
Yeah.
She had beautiful couples. I know she's not talking about you and I. Thank God Betty's here.
Yeah, that's right. We do. Yeah, Miriam, for sure. Yeah.
I just saw. Oh, I got to tell you, sometime you and Betty have to go out to the Quinn restaurant. I don't know if you've been there yet or not. Beautiful. They really did a great job. Pictures.
The one in Vineland?
Yeah.
We live about a mile from there.
Lincoln and Landis. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, what they've done is you can go in there for $25, two of you, 2 dinners for $25. Now, there's about 12 things on the menu all the time. I get turkey. A friend of mine gets chicken parm and some things like that. But you get soup or salad, the entree with a vegetable, and you get dessert for $12.50. 2 for $25, and I really find
can't beat that.
No, and I keep talking about inflation and how that's been tough. And I got to give you and Betty another good place to go, because I know you've been out there because of the chamber. But the New Jersey Motorsports Park on Thursday nights, phenomenal food. They have a special.
I didn't know they cooked during the week.
When you go in, just tell them you want to go to the Finish Line Pub.
Okay.
And you go over there, and what's neat is Thursday night's Cumberland County night. So
Finish Line Pub's on the right when you go in. Right?
Yes.
The officers' clubs, you go to the left.
That's exactly. Yep, you're right. And what's neat is with the Finish Line Pub, they have that Wednesday night 10% off everything on the menu for Cumberland County residents. And they have a drink special, $3 for certain draft beer, $5 for that the seltzer that has vodka in it.
Oh yeah.
That's called.
Yeah,
and
like
then
a martini or something like that.
Yeah, and then $6, Betty. This is for you. $6, you get a glass of wine, and you get to keep the glass. Isn't that nice?
All right.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. And I'm telling you, Antonio and his sister Anna. Well, you've had some luncheons up there. They do a phenomenal job. They just really do, and it's reasonable. And again, you can order anything from the menu. They have lobster, they have steak, they have everything there.
I don't know how they do it. I mean, for the Melville Chamber luncheons?
Yeah.
I mean, when we go there for that luncheon, we don't eat dinner.
No, I agree.
We can't.
No, they give you the salad and the meal and dessert. And
And one of us sitting at this table here, one of us, it's not you and it's not me, but one of us eats the dessert first, and then if she has room, she'll eat the meal.
Well, she's smart.
That's it.
Nothing wrong with that.
What's wrong with that?
I think that's a smart move.
That cracks me up when I see her do that for sure. Yeah, that's neat.
And that is the best part of the meal.
And I'll tell you, their desserts are excellent.
Aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is a funny story, too. Rick Cott, well, you remember Rick Cott got honored last year at Millville Chambers, Person of the Year type thing. So
You see the police officer.
Yes,
Yeah,
right,
that's
yeah. Uh-huh. So he was out, and he's vegan. So Antonio went and made him a phenomenal vegan meal. And he said, Jim, this is one of the best meals I've ever had. So, yeah, he's a great chef. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that there aren't, since Winfield's closed in Millville and Andreas, there really aren't any, restaurants that are at a level like that.
That kind of level.
I mean, there's some great luncheonettes.
Yeah.
The diner does a good
Yeah.
job and all. But this is just a different level. They have that at the Finish Line Pub, and it's a classy place. You have whatever beverages you want. But I got to tell you, while we're talking about restaurants, if you haven't been here, I guarantee you it's as good, if not better, than Winfield's, is the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue.
Oh, yeah, we've been.
Have you been?
Yeah, we
Since
haven't been
Sybil-
lately. We haven't been there in the past few years, but we've been.
No. A new guy took over. His name is Sybil. Oh, God, he's funny. He's an entertainer. I had chili.
That's right on the Delaware Bay, right?
Yeah, it's right on the bay.
Yeah.
The people, Jim and his wife, I forget her, Jim and Shirley, sold it to Sybil.
Okay.
So he's had it. This is his first full year. He's booked. You want to call for reservations. But this is like for an anniversary, a birthday. It is phenomenal food. I used to get the Chilean sea bass at Winfield's. I loved. Got it there. It was just as good. It was like, oh, my God, this is delicious. Appetizers and the desserts. Oh, my goodness, Betty. We'd love the desserts. We can have them first, And it's what a beautiful view.
Going there.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
and you make sure you tell Sybil I sent you by.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's so funny. He's an entertainer. He just is a really great guy. But he's packed all the time. And in fact, Don Fowlerback?
Yeah, sure.
Don's mom is turning 101 on Friday.
Oh, how about
That's
that?
where they're going for her 101st birthday.
Donald and I used to water ski together about 60 years ago
Wow.
on the Marsh River.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now he still has his house on
Yeah,
Marsh
and
River.
every time we see each other, we decide which one was the best skier. I'll say, hey, second best, and he'll say, no, you're second best. I mean, Dom's a great guy for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he keeps active too.
Oh, yeah,
He really
yeah.
does as well, which I think is an
He
important
does.
factor.
Well, you know who did a nice job for the Pride in Millville was the Orr House.
Didn't they though?
All
They
that food
did,
was there.
yes.
And Erica did the dessert.
Yeah. Oh God, I love Erica.
Yeah.
In fact, a friend of mine had a birthday recently, and I bought a chocolate cake for this lady's birthday, and Erica made it, and oh my goodness, it was like this high. And,
Yeah.
oh wow, it was fabulous. And I had the same one last year. So, and Erica Milborn, she has the place at High in Mulberry. It's
I can't remember
It's
what
like
it's called.
sweet
Cuts or
sweet something cafe.
Yeah,
It's sweet
yeah.
soulful cafe, I think is what
Yeah.
it's called. But she does some programming for me, and is just a wonderful lady. And you did say she's on the board now.
She's on the Millville Chamber Board. Mm-hmm.
as well. And yeah, that's good. And of course, you've been very active there, Gary. And whatever you get into, you do it 100%, which is to your credit. I mean, a lot of people just want their name there, their resume, and all
that's not how
that.
it-
But you're
yeah,
in there,
yeah.
and I mean, I still will never forget the kindness when you said that you and Betty would donate $2,500 or whatever the balance was for that Make-A-Wish Foundation. That just was wonderful. And then again, thank you guys, because without the two of you, Lisa Orndorff, the mayor, would not have been able to throw out the first pitch, because we needed to sell 500 tickets, and Gary was on board for the last amount we needed. And then Judge Forrester called me. It was you and Judge Forrester. I said, thank you guys, because it got us to 500. And I have to tell you, I was at the game.
Oh, were you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I have regular season tickets, so I had my own tickets for Friday night when Lisa was going to throw out the ball. And luckily, I got out there because she threw it out pretty early. She threw a perfect strike.
I saw.
Did you? Okay.
Larry Malone.
Oh, that's right. He was there. Yeah,
and he had
yeah.
it.
on
We did
Facebook.
it at the chamber luncheon.
Oh, no
We
kidding.
showed the video
Oh,
of her
that's right.
throwing it out at the chamber luncheon.
I forgot the
Yeah.
luncheon this week or
Yeah.
this month because it was
Yeah.
so early. I
Yeah.
just usually we televise it. I
Yeah.
forgot it. Yeah. So you saw what a
saw
great
it, yeah.
job she did.
Yeah,
And
she was with the Philly Fanatic,
yeah,
hugging him and all
yeah,
that stuff.
was neat, wasn't it?
That was pretty cool.
It really was. And in a couple of years, when Mike comes back, I'm sure we'll have another Millville night. And this time, Sam Cruz, her assistant, is going to take over and run the thing, because there was a little bit of a loss when I turned it over to some other organizations. Just didn't get done the way I would have liked to have had it done. Because 8 years ago, Gary, when we ran that, we had 5,000 people. The entire 400 level upstairs that was able to sell. And what was really nice, the Phillies gave back $8 a ticket.
Oh,
so
no
that
kidding.
$40,000 came back. We split it between the Levoy and the Millville Development Corporation.
Oh, great. Yeah,
And
how
now,
about that?
next time, and Samantha and the mayor said to me, Jim, I'd like to donate to, like, PAL. I said, yeah, that's great. It's sports. You do whatever you want. I was just trying to hold it on so it kept going, but it really worked well. And then I want to thank, I put together a Bill Giles suite. It actually seats 90. And it was interesting because in order to get it, you got to sell at least 40 tickets, and they are $200 a ticket. So
I wouldn't have bought 40 of those.
well, yeah, I mean, thank God I got enough people. So when I hit the 40, actually the ticket price dropped a little bit, so we're donating the money to the Complete Care Foundation. But then we ended up having 75, and they said you could go to 90, but 75 packed it enough. But I'm telling you, the food was fabulous, and Betty, you would have loved it. They brought ice cream around to us, cookies around to us, whenever you wanted it, too. You didn't have to wait till you ate your cheesesteak or your pizzas.
Dessert comes first.
Exactly, right? Whatever you want, it's there. So it was a wonderful evening, and I want to thank the 75 people that came along, and they all enjoyed it. They had a great time, and unfortunately, Mike didn't have a good series, but we all had a wonderful time and socializing and doing those things and visiting, so it really worked out nicely.
Oh, good,
We're talking with Betty and Gary Galloway from Rental Country, that's in Sicklerville and Cape May Courthouse and Egg Harbor Township and Vineland. So I finally got it.
You got all four of them
It took
that
me a
time.
while to get there, but I'll tell you what, great place to do business. And instead of having to go and buy a big piece of equipment, you can rent it for pennies on the dollar what it costs you to buy it. And we'll talk a little bit more about the business and many other things that Betty and Gary involved with throughout Cumberland County, and we'll do that right after these messages.
Contractors, homeowners, industrialists, listen up. Rental Country has just what you need. Power tools, generators, power washers, lawn and garden equipment, saws, earth-moving equipment, and much more are available for pickup today. We also deliver upon request. New and used equipment can be purchased or rented depending on your needs. We have all the top brands, including Honda, Steel, Dixie Diamond Blades, and Wright commercial products, and service a variety of equipment, helping Vineland businesses and citizens since 1981. Rental Country is the smart way to get things done.
At Mince Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mince, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mince Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at minceinsurance.com.
I chose DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home because they treated me with respect and compassion. I couldn't have gone through all this if I didn't have DeMarco Luisi by my side. They did everything that they could to make me happy, and that was important to me and my kids.
At the DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we're here for you and your family in your time of need.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guests this evening are Betty and Gary Galloway, who are the owners for 41 years now of Rental Country, and they're all over South Jersey. So, and wherever you happen to be watching, Gary, tell me, what are some of the most popular things that you rent?
They're seasonal, depending on the time of year. Spring and fall, it'd be thatchers, overseeders, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Backhoes, front end loaders.
Wow.
They're popular. Like when guys get mulch, a lot of mulch delivered,
right,
they'll use some stuff to deliver to spread that around. We started renting dump trailers, which got to be pretty popular.
Oh, I'll bet you,
because somebody can take it and tow it and get a load of mulch or dirt or whatever they want in that. We did that, and then it's funny because you wouldn't think it, but sewer augers to clean its main sewer drain going out of your house.
Oh, that's cool. I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's very popular because they're called plumber. It's nothing against plumbers. I have a lot of them as customers.
Sure.
But it's expensive, and you can rent this for not a lot of money and do it yourself.
Like Roto-Rooter.
Like a Roto-Rooter,
yeah. And that I had them. And, I mean, they did a nice job. But it was not inexpensive. Yeah. And you know what? I just thought about something. I was talking about the Queen Diner, fight inflation, this type of stuff. But you really are a great way for people to fight inflation as well. You just gave an example, right? Of,
I mean, if you have a little bit of ambition and a little do-it-yourself stuff, we can probably do most of your projects that you want.
Yeah, wow. I have no I have ambition. I have no
desire to do a project.
I have no ability. Okay. I can't pound a nail. I am horrible. I have no ability whatsoever. I swear to you, I don't. I thank God for the people I can hire because I just don't have it.
I started it with my dad. We used to do all projects together, and he very seldom would hire anybody.
Wow.
And he and I would do all kinds of projects, and it just got to be where I caught on and was able to do some stuff, and was fairly handy. And like I say, he was a lineman with the City of Vineland, so I learned electric.
Yeah, right.
And then we did some plumbing work and some cement work, and all that kind of stuff.
So you were doing that before you opened the business?
No,
that's right.
No, I was a funeral director.
That's right. I'm sorry. You didn't tell me that. Wait, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Big difference.
Yeah, it sure
Big
is.
Big difference from involving people to renting stuff to dig graves. That's
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, for sure.
Goes along and things like that. But you know what, Gary? To your credit and Betty's credit, it's not easy starting a business from scratch. Well, little bit. You had the Hanson guy, right. But I mean, so you sort of got a little bit of a lead in. But to go into a business you've had no background with, and to be able to go ahead and partner and get such 41 years, that's fabulous.
We've been pretty fortunate. I mean, we really have. We went through, I guess, two recessions.
Yeah,
right.
Sure,
I think now.
absolutely.
I don't know if we're in the middle of another one now.
Looks like it. Yeah.
Depends. Yeah. And in the pandemic,
Yes, that's right. 2 years.
That was. We were fortunate to be able to stay open. Deemed necessary because of the stuff that we ran and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that was pretty fortunate that we were able to do that, and we had to wear masks and all that kind of stuff. But hey, our employees stayed with us, and we didn't lose anybody over that. And we came down. Some of them ended up with COVID, and they would stay home until they could come back to work. We would just deal with it, and that's just what you had to do.
Boy, what a couple of years it's been, hasn't it?
My God,
last few years. Who would have ever believed that we'd be doing what we had to do? And even I've gone to the Phillies game wearing the mask, and it was just unbelievable. And I just had Don Fauerbach on Monday night, and fortunately things seem to be getting better. Omicron is the one that's out there now, and at least it's not hospitalizing people as much.
Yeah.
And of course, having the shots and the booster and all that stuff has been a big help.
A big help.
It
The vaccine is a big help, And
yeah.
if we have to get it once a year, so what? I mean, you get a flu shot once a year.
Exactly right. Yeah. If you don't, you should. That's for sure. Yeah,
if you
that's
don't,
the truth.
You should. You get it.
Yeah.
And it only makes sense. We kind of talk about Inspira just for a little bit.
Please, I was going to ask you who's your favorite doctors.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not going to say that.
You can't do that.
We are starting a cardiac campaign where for several years Inspira was not allowed to do elective stent surgery to put a stent in if you had a clot or something. If you had a clot, you could go in and they would fix the clot. They would put a stent in.
Right.
The docs would do that. But if they saw another clot that wasn't life-threatening, they couldn't do that.
I see.
Now the law has changed, and we are allowed to do that in Mullica Hill and in Vineland.
Oh, great.
And we have done several in Mullica Hill already, and Vineland will be starting. We're starting a campaign, fundraising campaign to fund a project to turn the cath lab into what we want it to be now. So it's pretty interesting. There's 6 or 7 of us on the cabinet to get that done, and so it's something pretty interesting. And it's you're not going to have to go across the river. You're not going to have to go to Cooper.
Yeah.
And we're going to save lives in your backyard.
Yeah.
I mean, how much better could it be?
Well, and Gary, to your credit and to the boards and all the people with Inspira, thank you for raising the bar. I mean, I remember I had an AFib problem, and thank God for Inspira, they saved my life. In fact, it was Dr. Cohn, who was the cardiologist on call, and I got brought in, and my blood pressure was 60/30. My pulse rate was 199 beats a minute.
Oh, my God.
And I'm laying there on the gurney, and I heard him say to the nurse, "We don't have time." And all of a sudden, he paddled me. And then afterwards, he said, "Look, I'm sorry I had to do what I had to do." But he said, "You were 10 seconds away from flatlining." I said, "Well, thank you for doing what you did."
Yeah, for sure.
But without Inspira, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And, and then I was just talking to a friend of mine whose PSA is up, and we were talking about it. In fact, he was with me last night. We went to the Phillies game. And I said, "Let me tell you something. I had that situation," and Pete Federici was my urologist.
Sure.
I loved him.
Yeah.
So
Pete Federici and I worked together at McDonald's in 1966.
Jeez, no kidding.
Yeah.
And that's fun. It's a small world.
Yeah.
Well, he did a wonderful job for me, but he was keeping an eye on my PSA, and it was up. So he said, and this comes back to what you were just talking about a little while ago, he goes, "Jim," he said, "I would recommend radiation for you." I said, "Okay." And he said, "You could do it locally here in Inspira, right in Vineland, or you could go to Philly." And I said, "I'd rather do it here." And for a doctor I had, was a wonderful doctor. Anyway, they did, and I was telling Joe, my friend, I said, "You know what? It wasn't painful, the radiation. It was 42 treatments. Now, could you imagine if I had to go to Philly 42 times?
Yeah.
And there, from my house to Inspira is probably 5 miles.
Okay.
So and then what was neat, and this is a credit to Inspira and to whoever does the hiring and all, I got to the point at 42 visits, the staff were like friends. I looked forward to seeing them, and it was just wonderful. And it was like, this is so nice. And coming back to that factor, I mean, like, Dr. Baptist and I serve on the Complete Care Board of Directors, and thank you to Inspira because they work with us very well.
Absolutely.
We're always there to help anything you can do for us. And I just love him. He's got such a great sense of humor.
He's a character.
Isn't he?
Yeah,
He's an entertainer.
Yeah,
He likes to sing and play and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Dave Shields, I did his wedding, and he's one of my best buddies, and I really like him a lot. I've got, so many people. In fact, it was interesting. I have to get the fellow's name. The brand new, like 34-year-old surgeon who came in, and I had him on the show, and he does the non-invasive, which again, super. I mean, they're little holes, folks. It's not big cuts like they used to do. But he was such a great guy, and he had graduated, I think, from Rowan through their program, and did an internship and was hired, and I was just so impressed with him. So what I'm saying is the ones I personally have dealt with, there's many, many others, and as you said, you couldn't tell your favorites, but they all, even the 2 doctors I had when I was in for a fainting spell, they were great. The ER room doctors and the nurses, everybody is first class. And and we're lucky, Gary. Thank you for I can go to Inspira. I don't have to go to Philly.
Right.
You know,
we're very fortunate. During the pandemic, it was kind of crazy because you couldn't do some elective surgeries and all that stuff. Because we just couldn't do it. And the hospital was full, and it was,
that's true.
It was a real mess for a while. I mean, every hospital was in the same situation. But now it's quite a bit different, and the hospital does, is able to save lives. I mean, and it's in your backyard. That's the main thing, Jim. It's in your backyard, 5 miles from your house.
Yeah,
you said.
exactly. I live at Union Lake. It's maybe not even 5, probably. And I know that the factor, and now it's good because we'll be able to have the heart catheterizations and stuff done here locally as well. I mean, not that Cooper didn't do a good job for me, but it's nice.
Well, I travel.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The family can come, and you go 5 miles, or you got to go 45 miles. And again, it's nice to be local because they're people that are working there, your neighbors, your friends. People that you have a relationship with. I remember Joyce Vanneman was, you must remember Joyce Vanneman, right? Newspaper reporter, wonderful lady. And she was in, and they just opened that one new wing, Gary. This is years back.
Okay.
So anyway, I went in to visit her, and one of the doctors said to me, "That lady is so popular. Why is that?" And I explained it. She was a columnist and wonderful columns and all that. But she said to me, Jimmy, this place is great. And, I said, it is. You're right. Yeah. And that's what I think sometimes, local place, blah, blah. No, local place, great doctors, great facility. And I'll tell you what, my God, Mullica Hill, I was up there when you and Betty and everybody was there for that opening. Wow, what a beautiful facility.
Yeah. State of the art.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It really is, But I like this place, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, they're both, a lot of the same docs.
Yeah, that's true,
both places.
which is
and
nice.
Elmer.
Oh, that's right. That's a gem. I forgot about Elmer. That place is fabulous.
They do a lot of surgery there in Elmer. I mean, it's small. And it's you get in. It's a lot of same day stuff there.
Yeah, right.
And actually, Vineland and Mullica Hill just got from Leapfrog, which is a rating source, national rating source, just got A's.
Wow, that's fabulous.
So, it really is.
I'm not surprised, but that's great.
I mean,
that's
that's
recognized,
That's our team, the team that does that. It's congratulations to them, obviously.
Well, you bet, that's for sure.
Yeah, and then same with all the nurses and docs going through the pandemic. I mean, nobody walked away. They all did what they had to do, and it was I'm glad it's over with that part.
Yeah, you bet. I'm sure they are too.
Oh my God, for sure.
Talk about dedication.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
We are so lucky to have the nurses, the doctors, all the staff, CNAs, and everybody that's up there that does such a good job. They really, really do. And we're fortunate.
For the last 2 years, all of our board meetings and committee meetings are done by Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom. Yeah.
And we're actually having our first in-person meeting this coming Monday.
Oh, no,
our first board
That's
meeting.
right, you did, because I given you the option of today or Monday, and you said I had board
and
meeting.
it's in person. It's going to be at the Grove. It used to be Center.
Oh, I love that place. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to having everybody come in and not looking through a screen. Again,
Yeah. In fact, I don't know. We still at Complete Care. We're still doing the Zooms. Although you're welcome to go over, but for me in Millville and the meetings at Bridgeton, just Zoom's okay. But you miss seeing the people, and and I'm really happy that with Complete Care, we just opened a building in the 500 block here in Millville. Went out of the old Millville Hospital. It was funny, Gary, as you're a businessman, and I'm on the board, and I'm sitting there. We were paying $25,000 a month rent for the old hospital.
Right.
I said, you know what? We got some money. Why don't we build our own building and save that? So we did, and it's just about totally done. So
when do you expect to open? Do you know?
I think Mayor Orndorff told me, I don't know if it's this Friday or next Friday.
Oh, real soon.
Soon, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I was there yesterday for some services. I had blood work done there yesterday. So it's open, but I guess the grand opening, that Lisa's
like a ribbon cutting and all that
she's going to cut the ribbon and stuff. So I'd like to be there when she does that as well. But we're lucky because the Complete Care is there for services that people don't have any kind of medical care. Not that the hospital won't help too, but at least we back up. We're a good team to be there to back up and go out and help with the migrants and the things that Complete Care does, and it's been a good thing. And as I say, Inspira is always there to help anytime we can, and we're lucky to have that relationship. We really are. Now, who are some of the board members that are from our area on the board that you can mention?
Ron Rossi is chairman of the network board.
Okay.
Harry Hearing.
I just bought Harry's vehicle. From Ron Rossi,
Did you really?
Honest to God, I had an accident, total mine.
How about that? Ron, Harry, from around here, Mike McLaughlin, do you know Mike?
I think so.
Mike McLaughlin. Betsy Ryan is the vice chairman.
Okay, I don't know Betsy.
Shelley Snyder.
Oh, I love Shelley.
Shelley's on the board.
Yeah, that's great.
Jeff George. Jeff George. He's a Merrill Lynch representative.
Oh, okay.
He's on the board, and I'm trying to think who's on the network board. Dante Geronimo. You know him?
No, I don't.
No. I don't think anybody else from this immediate
Yeah,
area.
well,
that I can
that's a
think
good
of.
point because you got a wide area.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
Elmer, you
Yeah.
got Mullica
Yeah.
Hill,
Yeah.
you know, and that's good. So
Yeah.
you get representation
Yeah.
from.
And we're doing the foundation board too. We put the two foundations together and made one.
That's nice. Yeah,
And it really worked out very well.
yeah. So what's up for this week? For the rest of the week for you? I mean, it's
You know, I just said to Betty, I looked at my schedule, and tomorrow I have a 8:30 a Zoom meeting with Christie's in charge of the
workforce.
Bridgeton golf outing.
Okay, right.
And I'm on the
Bridgeton
committee there to try to help her a little bit with
Right.
that. So that's an 8:30 meeting. And then Betty goes to the Y 2 or 3 days a week to do some
Oh, that's
training
great.
there.
That's super.
And that's it for tomorrow
Okay.
and Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
Now, do you head down to the shore at all?
No,
No.
no,
Okay,
no. No, I said, no, really, we have a pretty, Sunday's Father's Day.
that's right.
Yeah,
I would
Yeah.
head to the shore
okay.
all the time.
Yeah.
But Gary doesn't like going to the shores that way.
I'm not a short person.
Okay. Well, you
know-
like water skiing.
Yeah, I like
Whatever.
water skiing, yeah. But you know, when you sit on the beach, all the waves look alike to me.
Well, I don't disagree with you there.
They all look alike, and it's boring. I mean, we would go down a couple years ago and rent a place, and she would sit in a chair and be relaxed,
Yeah.
and I would walk for 2 or 3 hours, just walk back and forth and walk.
Well, you know, it's funny. I get bored too. I had a house for 30 years in Seattle.
Okay.
I'd sit on the deck and I'd watch the same waves. Go
Yeah,
down.
I know, they're all the same
It
waves.
is that type thing. Now I've been going down. In fact, I ran into Joe Geraci, I think was the guy's name. I've been taking my grandchildren and my son. We go down to Ocean City for the rides for
Oh,
the
yeah,
kids.
okay, sure.
So I sit on the boardwalk, and he came, sat next to me, and he was a teacher in Vineland for many, many years. Really nice man. So we got talking. You know, where are you from, and
Oh, yeah,
that type
yeah,
of stuff. So
yeah.
yes, and you love to socialize too.
Oh,
so,
yeah, I
right.
do.
You know,
Yeah,
so
for
that's
sure.
anywhere I can go and find people.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what saved me. I would have gone nuts living alone. You know, during the pandemic, because I love to talk and
Yeah,
be
yeah,
around
yeah.
people. Was I belonged to the sailing club, so we sat out on the deck, so
Okay.
we were safe and we could talk.
Yeah.
Had a lot of friends there, so that got me through, and we see the sunsets.
Chris belongs to the sailing club, too. Chris Ward Garrison.
Oh, she does. She's
Yeah.
a great tennis
Yeah,
player.
yeah.
Pickleball,
And pickleball,
now,
too.
Yeah, that's right.
Matter of fact, she and I did a pickleball demonstration there about 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
She's
is-
very active in the Y also.
I remember her, how old I am. I remember her when she was a freshman in high school, and she was a child prodigy. She was very bright.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Her
Well,
mom
doctor,
taught.
she's a PhD, so-
And you know what? I served with her on the Cumberland County College Board of Trustees.
Oh, yeah,
I think
that's
she
right.
makes,
Yeah, she's-
she, you know,
Yeah.
great person.
Super
Well, you
person.
know what? We're lucky, though, Betty and Gary. I mean, when you think about the people that you grew up with, the people we know from the Vineland, Millville, Cumberland County area, there's a lot of good people. There's a lot of people like you two out there. Not as good as you guys, because I don't know
I don't
anybody
know about
puts
that.
in. No, but I guess what I'm saying is volunteering.
I don't know about him, but
Well, we know you are. No.
For sure. For sure. Wouldn't be here without her, for sure.
No, you're a beautiful lady.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
bless you. And yeah, I mean, it is the volunteerism, and you see it, Gary, because you're on all these
Yeah,
boards,
yeah.
and you participate. You really do. You're very active. You're really caring,
What-
and you and Betty are even very financially supportive where you need to be or want to be.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
try
credit
to
you.
give back. You know, if you, I have a saying that if you can't and you don't, that's fine.
Yeah, right.
But if you can and you don't, then shame on you.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, you know, what are you going to take it with you?
yeah, that's true.
come on.
Yeah,
And,
and you're not used to the Undertaker.
yeah,
too.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, we've been pretty fortunate, and we enjoy to do that, to donate stuff, not just money, but our time.
No, well, that's what I mean. That's
Yeah.
equally as important,
yeah.
if not more
Yeah.
so, because you give them leadership and, like you said, the golf tournaments and your connections and who you reach out to put those things together and all that stuff. But, buddy, I'm so proud of you, and Betty, God bless you. Thank you for
Thank
everything
you.
you do.
Absolutely.
Betty, thank you for being with us today. I love your jewelry, and we talked about Caleb DeSoto. and
Caleb
one of
Soto,
the-
DeSoto
he's-
jewelry, yeah.
he's a great guy.
Great
really
guy.
Is. And
Yeah.
Donderos, and
Kenny.
we're lucky in Vineland. You have,
Those two are great, both of them.
aren't they? Though?
Yeah,
Oh my
both
God,
of them.
they are. They're super.
Caleb and Kenny,
Yeah.
and I think
I will tell you that I don't see them enough.
you don't see him enough. No.
Well, when's your birthday?
May.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you saw him last month. So-
Well,
Be careful.
I'll make
you're,
up.
You're on
I'll-
TV here now.
I'll make up for it.
okay, well, that's good.
Don't worry.
Christmas is coming, your anniversary.
There you go.
Those
See
type
that?
of things. That's great.
I don't think she does without too much.
I don't need a reason.
No, that's true. Any time for the season.
Sure.
Betty, thank you for being here. And Gary, thanks again for being with
Absolutely,
us.
my pleasure. Thanks for
been
having
great.
us.
My pleasure. It's been great having Gary and Betty Galloway, who are the owners of rental country throughout Cape May, Courthouse, Egg Harbor Township, Sicklerville, and Vineland.
There
So
you go.
remember the four. So if you need to rent anything, it's a great place to go. And like we talked about, with the economy the way it is, you can do some things yourself and save, like even like Gary was talking about, cleaning out your sewer line and that type of thing. There's a lot of things you can do with the great tools and equipment they have at Rental Country. I want to thank George Kuchia for producing the program today, and I thank you all for joining us here on Around South Jersey. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome, guys. Thanks for
This has been a QBC television production in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22 and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.